Welcome, my peace, my peoples. Please like, comment, subscribe to my YouTube channel. Be greatly appreciated from the bottom of my heart, my peace, my peoples. Let's talk about Empire, Season 4, Episode 9, Slave to Memory. So basically, Andre's going to get back his memory, and so is Lucius going to get back half of his memory. And we start off with, Andre, having this dream that he's on stage, he's performing, he's one of the head of the Lucius Lions performing acts, and he's at the party. Everybody's giving him accolades. And so guess what happens? It is a dream. It is a fantasy. It is not real because Andre has been poisoned with drugs, psychotic drugs that made him have a psychotic breakdown. And basically he might not get his memory back. Maybe his memory is gone. But we kind of see that his memory might still be around. You know what I'm saying? So anyways, then we cut to, Andre's in a hospital because he had a psychiatric breakdown. His brain is all scrambled. It's scrambled eggs. It's like that commercial. This is your brain on drugs. That's what's going on with Andre. And basically who's standing by his side? None other than Lucius Lyon. And so Andre is screaming and the dream for Lucius, because he wants to talk to his father. He needs his father or whatever. So basically, Andre is still trapped in the thoughts and the memory in his brain. And basically Lucius is next to him. They got him in a private hospital somewhere where people should not be able to find Andre. You know what I'm saying? But guess what? So the nurse comes in, she tells, Lucius Lyon that, hey, listen, your son might not ever come back. He had a nervous breakdown. He had a mental breakdown. And we're trying to get all the psychotic drugs out of his system. And we don't know how he's going to turn out when he actually wakes up. But we don't know the brain damage that has been done to Andre. Andre don't need no brain damage. The only thing he needs to forget about is probably, his wife and her being murdered, because that really tortured him. And then, the bodies that he got on his belt, and possibly forget about what happened to his father with the bombing. But anyways, Lucius is like, yo, vengeance is mine. Your father is here to take vengeance in his hands to get the people that done you wrong, because I'm back, son. I'm back. And the nurse is like, yeah, that's good. Yeah. And so, that's all they can do. Damn, Andre, they did you like that, man. They got you like that, man. Them drugs must have been some strong drugs. Yeah, because I think they were like 3 times the dose he's supposed to take. It's like, yo, and Lucius is like, an eye for an eye, blood for blood, blood for soul, soul for blood, blood, soul, blood, whatever. Lucius is speaking in tongues right now. And so, anyways, it's going to be a party thrown for Eddie. Uncle Eddie is leaving Empire basically because Lucius is kind of back. And so, Cookie was like, yo, I don't know if he's all the way back. I don't think he's back all the way. You know what I'm saying? And so Eddie was like, you feel that way, Cookie? So Cookie has some doubts, and she's putting the doubts in Eddie's head or whatever. So it is what it is. So they're going to be having a party for Uncle Eddie. I always told you Uncle Eddie is up to no good. I thought he was down with Mrs. Diane DuBois. But evidently he got his own schemes are going to be coming up soon. Because Lucius ain't really have no friends that he's on good terms with. I was surprised he was on good terms with Eddie Barker, Mr. Barker, or whatever. But it is what it is. So they're getting ready for the party, and then Mrs. Diane DuBois is getting ready for the captain's ball. And basically, she's got security up there, yin yang. Security is on fleek. Security is on deck. She got the top-notch security. She got TSA. And so, so basically, so Cookie and Lucius, they're going into the office. Jamal and Hakeem is there sitting in the office. Portia's in the office or whatever. And so Cookie was like, it's about to be a red wedding. No, she didn't say red wedding. She said something else. The red wedding comes at the end of the episode or whatever. And so Mrs. DuBois is getting ready for war, getting ready to have her captain ball or whatever, even though she's going through war. And Angela was like, yo, war doesn't sound like we're at war with another family. It's not a good look for us to be having a captain ball. Don't you think something's wrong with that? But Mrs. Diane DuBois was like, yo, ain't nobody gonna stop my flow and stop my show. I got the captain's ball and I got security on deck, so whatever. And so, Angelo, he's still drinking because Angela has came to be a drunk or whatever. And so he was like, I don't think it's a good idea, Ma. And she was like, whatever, son. She's still having her ball and she's going to get it down. So then we get Becky. Becky, they're having a party at Empire's Club or whatever for, Eddie. And Becky is talking to Portia. Portia's eating the shrimps or whatever. Becky's about to throw up, but it seems like Becky is pregnant or whatever. She's sick. Shine bumps into her. Shine was like, yo, where's Andre? How come Andre's not here? And she was like, I don't know. I'm not his keeper. I don't keep control of what my bosses do. Like, yo, back up off me. And so, Shine is like, yo, you look good. You're glowing. Yeah, she's glowing because she got her baby in her tummy. And so, anyways, Shine is on his shit because he got to find Andre because he wants to know where's Andre at because he knows he doesn't want it to come out that he was part of bombing Lucius and Lucius having one leg, and that would destroy everything that he has built so far with Empire and doing the 2020 album, whatever. So Eddie Barker or whatever, he's thinking like, he done a lot, and he's looking at the Empire and he's just like, damn, man. It is what it is. And he's like, yo, Lucius is back. I'm about to go. So Cookie goes in to say to Portia, she says, where the mattresses at? When she says the mattresses, to me, that means war, where like you stay hubbed up in a place. And when they start shooting and firing, you put the mattresses on the windows just in case people start shooting, whatever. You have extra protection because that goes back to the mob, term, the mattress on the wall, which it started with, damn, I can't even think of his name. Green. I think his name was Green or whatever. But anyways, so whatever. With that situation, they getting ready to go to war and they're trying to find some way they can infiltrate the captain's ball. So it's Cookie, it's Lucius, it's Hakeem, it's Andre, and it's Thirsty. Thirsty is my dude, baby. So Thirsty's there, and it was like, Thirsty was like, they got security on deck. They got top flight security, so I don't know how we gonna get in there. And basically Cookie's talking to Thirsty or whatever. And there was like, the food, this and that, the help or whatever, they're all being, interrogated, make sure that's on fleek or whatever, so nobody can infiltrate that situation. So that's when they was like, what you got to say, Lucius? Lucius was like, well, I was waiting to be asked. These guys are having a conversation without me. Like, I don't even exist. Like, I'm a second-class citizen. Like, you guys don't got no love for me. So Lucius says the way that we get in is through the musician, through music. The Lucius ain't never played no AAA, AA, Mission Impossible type of situation. Music, that's how we get in, is through music. And so we cut back to Mrs. Diane DuBois telling, Anika, hey, listen, I need you to get this orchestra to play this, to play that. And so, Anika don't know nothing really about water, making sure everything is legit, making sure that, it can't be infiltrated. So she hires an orchestra. And so Lucius and Cookie got their plan straight. They're going to enter through music, through orchestra, through the opera or whatever. I have a cousin that sings opera or whatever. And then on top of that, in the beginning, I think the episode before last, Lucius was using an orchestra, to make his music when, he can only make music through colors and things like that. So he has an orchestra on deck before, the staff went on strike. So that was easy breezy, basically, for that situation. And so, Lucius was like, music, baby. And Thirsty was like, okay, we'll see. Thirsty was like, we'll see, we have some luck. We'll see, we have some luck, daddy. He don't even know what's going on. So then we have Warren. Warren comes into the picture. He goes to see none other than Jamal to confess his love and tell Jamal, like, I got some info for you. I got some secrets for you. I can tell you what's really going on. And so, Jamal, being the Lucius that he is, he grabbed a knife and said, get out my house. It's like almost Jamal is turning into Lucius Lion. And so, he says, Warren, I want to hear nothing you got to say, blah, blah, blah. You this and that. You lied. You did all this other stuff. And so it is what it is. You're a sick individual. And I was like, come on, Jamal. You're not going to listen to what Warren got to say when your family's at war. Don't even go. I was like, Jamal, if you do it, I'm going to jump through this TV screen and get you. So I was so glad when Warren's about to leave, Jamal stops him and was like, yo, tell me what you got to tell me. I want to hear what you got to say. And basically, Warren tells Jamal whatever he needs to know to basically infiltrate the DuBois family. And basically Warren was like, yo, I paid $10,000 to your doorman to get up here because that's the last money that, Mrs. Diane DuBois gave me to get out of town. So I'm here for you, baby. I'm here for you. And so basically Lucius and Cookie, they riding around about to commit some crimes, but they got R&B music on. Like, yo, they ain't even listen to thumb music. They listen to R&B hits, R&B classics, R&B music, good music, fun music, happy music, while they about to ride on some DuBois. I'm like, yo, I like this. I'm feeling this or whatever. So Lucius was like, yo, Cookie, I got to talk to you. I'm not weak anymore just because I don't have a full leg and this and that. Yo, stop counting me out. Stop counting me out the situation. Stop acting like I ain't good for nothing. And she was like, so you really back? Are you really back? She was like, yeah, whatever. Because basically Cookie wants to take the whole situation in her hands and not even involve Lucius because she thinks Lucius is weak. And it's just sad that Cookie's on that level because Cookie wanted Lucius to be more sympathetic and be more loving to his family. He's actually doing that. But he does have, a handicap because, his leg or whatever. So anyways, they ride up on the captain's ball, and guess who jumps up in their core like he don't have nothing to worry about. When he was talking about the Lucius Lions earlier, it's none other than Angelo done jumped into their car. They done got Angelo. They took him to like a little parking lot, warehouse type of situation where you can drive in and drive out or whatever. And basically Lucius was gonna use some, me and you got a lot in common. We got no good mothers. We got mothers that'll do whatever and all this other good stuff. But Lucius was supposed to use the weapon he had, but he ended up beating him up in front of Cookie. And so, Angela was like, what we got in common? We had sex with the same female, basically. That's what we got. We got Cookie in common. Other than that, we ain't got nothing else in common. So don't put me in the same category as you or whatever. So I was like, okay, Angelo. And so, Lucius done beat down Angelo and got him to, because, Lucius wanted Angelo to sign some papers. So Angelo was like, you know what, these papers are not going to held up in court. Because you know why they're not going to held up in court? Because it's under duress. It's like, yo, Lucius was not trying to hear no duress, no nothing. He pulled out the hammer and was like, yo, I'm about to, take something right now. So Angelo spits out blood and he signs the paper after Lucius beat him up, and Lucius, threw, Angelo back in the truck, and and Lucius is trying to enter, the car or whatever, and he got the hammer, he got the Nina. I was like, oh, Lucius is kind of back, but only thing is he wouldn't have had Cookie with him if he was all the way back. And she would be left in the dark. So anyways, but maybe they're going to try to work together in the future. So anyways, they go back. They want to go to the ball. So they go to the ball and they enter with none other than Angelo. And, security is not trying to let them go. Let Lucius get inside the captain's ball because he's Lucius. And plus the metal detector's going off and he shows them that he has a bum leg and his leg is metal, and that's what's making it go off. And it was like, nah, we still can't let you in because you Lucius, we got strict orders. And Angela was like, nah, they with me, you can talk to my mother. And so then you got Mrs. DuBois, and you got Anika there. Anika looks good in her red dress, that red dress and that feather hair, and Anika had it going on, son. And so Anika is there, and then Mrs. DuBois turn around and she see none other than Cookie. She see her son Angelo all beat up. What happened? He was like, the Lucius is what happened. I told you, Mom, basically. And so they was like, we'll get security. He was like, no, we can't do nothing because they got a bunch of thugs on deck. They got the goons on deck. They enter with the musicians, so there's nothing that we can really do, basically. And it's like, damn, son, it went down. And so basically we got Jamal and we have Andre there on stage and they're singing, and basically on the monitors inside the captain's ball it says woke, like stay woke, because Mrs. DuBois is full of it. Mrs. DuBois is full of it. So anyways, Andre and Jamal and Hakeem, they perform Love Is Like a Drug, and I like that song. I like the way they perform it. It was good. I think the energy that they did with that song was like kosher. It was on point. I like the song. I don't know if I would ever pay for it or whatever, or listen it to in my house or listen to it in my car. But for this episode, the song was on point. I really did like it or whatever. And so basically that's when, Cookie gets on stage and she exposes Mrs. DuBois talking about, her son is in the hospital. Mrs. DuBois kidnapped, their daughter Bella. They used their son, to basically blackmail and basically do all the things that she did with her son, with, Hakeem. And then she exposed the doctor, Lamberg, Lamberg or whatever, that he poisoned her son. Her son was in a psychotic hospital for a psychotic type of episode where he might not come back. And Lonnie, she put Dr. Lamberg on to her son, and then the banker guy, and then kidnapping Bella. She just let everybody know. She just let the cat out the bag, and people are like, oh no, what's going on? And Mrs. DuBois was looking puzzled. She was like, where's the cops? Where's the police? Where's the popos? Where's the 5-0? Get these people off my stage. And it's not happening. It's not going down like that. It's a bad situation. And basically Mrs. DuBois is exposed, and Cookie exposed her, and the whole nine. And Angelo runs because Angelo wants to get, Warren, because Warren gets on camera and he says, my grandmother, Mrs. DuBois, she hired me to do this, do that, or whatever. And and everything that, Cookie is saying is true. And so Angelo's going to go seek out Warren to find out where Warren's at. And so Mrs. DuBois is being exposed, and people are like, oh my God, Mrs. DuBois, you really did that? And she was like, no. She was like, and so then Cookie was like, Mrs. DuBois ain't nothing but a common criminal. I was like, oh no, she went there. Mrs. DuBois said, I'm not a common criminal. I'm nothing like you. You're a common criminal, and you're unintellectual sons. Mrs. DuBois was like, yeah, unintellectual sons, and all that other good stuff. I was like, Mrs. DuBois, why you gotta go there? Call her sons intellectually handicapped and all that other stuff. I was like, yo. And so then basically, Mrs. DuBois, then the cops come, and she was like, that's her right there. Cookie lying. The rest of the cop was like, no, we're arresting you, Mrs. DuBois, for kidnapping. You out this piece. And like, she was like, don't put your hands on me. So Mrs. DuBois right now, she's silent for a moment, but she got peoples, and she ain't gonna stop because Cookie done did this to her. So she ain't gonna stop, even though what she did was wrong. So it seems like this war is gonna forever go on unless somebody disappears. And so basically on Hakeem, he goes to Anika. Anika's trying to pack, she's trying to run, she's trying to get out she's trying to escape, she's trying to elope. She's trying to elope with her and Bella. She's trying to get married to her and Bella from a different place, from a different spot, get out the situation. She's trying to go. But basically Hakeem shows up, and he was like, I need you to sign these papers. And she was like, I'm not signing. And she was like, well, Warren told me where you and Miss Diane DuBois was communicating and talking with Bella and having Bella in your hand. We got the videotapes, and that's the time that Bella was supposed to be kidnapped, so you will be going. So she was like, I can't go back to jail, Hakeem, I can't go back to jail. And so basically he was like, sign the paper. So she signed the paper, and he was like, you know what? I was without my mother for 17 years. So I'm not going to be low down as dirty as you was. You can have visitation right and see your daughter, Bella. I won't do that to her. And she's all crying. He was like, stop crying, stop crying. So he got his daughter. He got the paper signed. So he's back, he's back to being okay with that situation. But it was funny when, Becky was crying or whatever, and, Thirsty shows up, and he was like, so which daddy knocked you up? And he gave her his handkerchief. So, Thirsty knows that Becky is pregnant. So he's the only one that knows that she's pregnant. We know she's pregnant by her ex-boyfriend or whatever. And so anyways, Hakeem says to, Anika, don't go downstairs because it's a red wedding down there. It's like war. It's like, Game of Thrones. It's a red wedding. People are getting exposed. Things are being exploded. The police are down there, so you better bounce. So the banker was like, I'm so sorry I ever met you. The doctor's embarrassed, and they're trying to run out and get out the way. And when Mrs. DuBois said, you and your gimp leg husband, I was like, Mrs. DuBois, why you gotta go there? She said, you and your gimp leg husband and your unintelligent children. I was like, why you gotta go there? So anyways, Angelo, he finds Warren. And he finds Warren. He pulls out the hammer. He pulls out the heat, and he's ready to go in. Warren, he's ready to take his life or whatever. And so then, Jamal shows up, and so now he caught two birds with one stone, basically. And so now, Angelo was like, oh my God, Angelo was like, whatever, but Angelo really wants Warren. He goes, oh, so you guys, oh, this is like Romeo and Juliet. Oh, this is where you guys are supposed to kiss and make up and all this other stuff and have love. And so Angelo shoots, Warren, but he didn't kill him because he aimed and he's missed and he shot him in the shoulder. And so then that's when, Jamal runs in and tries to hold the gun and try to get the gun from Angelo, and he's not able to get the gun from him. They're tussling, rustling, bustling over the gun, and guess what? Angelo gets shot. Angelo might be dead. Jamal calls 911. I don't know if it was a good idea for Jamal to call 911 because if Warren changed his story or the police, or I don't know how the DuBois are going to switch and change the story or whatever, but Jamal does call 911. Maybe him calling 911 and then Mrs. DuBois being arrested will help him out in the situation. So we'll see. I'm like, damn, Angelo got shot. So this is the end of Angelo. We're not going to see Angelo anymore. Miss DuBois is going to go crazy once she finds out her son been shot and was shot by Jamal. Like, she's not going to let up. She's going to go back crazy. And so basically Jamal was like, I think there's been a shooting at this motel, Blase the third, and I think somebody may be possibly deceased. So we'll see how that situation goes. And then we have Lucius, him and Cookie about to, leave the situation of the captain ball. And basically, Lucius was like, Cookie, you either move into my bed or you move out, basically. And Cookie was like, well, then I'll be moving out. But then she goes, we need to take it slow. We need to do it differently because Lucius wants Cookie back completely. He wants that love back or whatever. But it seems like somebody else is going to sneak into Cookie and Lucius' life. When they're apart, they end up getting partners that come in and cause havoc. And so basically Cookie, she goes to Lucius' house or whatever. She's gathering her stuff. But she was like, you know what, I'm going to sleep here tonight. But she tells security and the bodyguards to take her junk back to her house or whatever. So, but Lucius tells Cookie, hey, listen, I'm going to go see, Andre to let him know that we got his enemies or whatever. So he goes to see Andre, but guess who's there before him? It's none other than Shine. And Shine is trying to kill, Andre because he doesn't want Andre to tell their secret about the bombing because right now Andre is not stable and who knows what he can say. He's a dangerous witness at this time and point. And so that's when it seems like Shine was about to take Andre's life or whatever, but then that's when Lucius walks in and Lucius was like, hold up, wait a minute, when did you guys become friends? He was like, Shine was like, we put everything behind us, we're on good terms now, whatever. He was like, how do you find my son? He was like, I had to do a lot of looking and searching. Why you hide him? Shine tells Lucius, and then Lucius says, because I wasn't hiding him, I was just trying to protect him. And so they give each other daps or whatever, they bounce. Lucius is sitting there to let Andre know that, hey, listen, everything's cool. I ride on our enemies, you know what I mean? Let me ride on our enemies, like Tupac's song. When we ride on our enemies. So, anyways, but guess what? There's somebody come and they put a needle in Lucius' neck, and it's none other than Claudia, the nurse. And I knew she was going to come back and do something Lucius because in the credit of the show, it said Demi Moore. And we didn't see her until the last minute. So I knew it wasn't Shine. At first I was like, nah, but Demi Moore was in the credits. So I was like, damn, she got him. Single white female. So Lucius is tied up in some type of garage, some type of place where he's shackled and down or whatever. And she was like, Demi Moore or Claudia was like, I told you I never leave you, Lucius. I know I told you I never leave you, Dwight. And she was like, my sweet Dwight. And Cookie wakes up and there is no Lucius. And she was like, where's Lucius at? So now she's kind of worried, and Cookie done slept in her dress. Cookie was tired. She was at war that she didn't even bother taking off that beautiful gown. She just went to sleep in it. Now she's like, where is Lucius? Now Lucius is missing. And then we get none other than Eddie Barker. His ex-wife comes in, and she's all like, yo, listen, there's a Bernie Madoff scheme. We lost a Ponzi scheme, and we lost all our money. We don't have any money. We broke. And she was like, so what are we going to do? He was like, and your other ex-wife is probably just as broke because we all invested. And so, Eddie was like, nah, I seen the returns. I seen this, I seen that. And she was like, nah, it was a Ponzi scheme. It was all fake. So basically, now he was like, you know what? I helped with the empire when Lucius was, not here or whatever, and he wasn't himself. So, Cookie and Lucius really appreciate me. I got something under the wraps. Maybe I can do something. So it seems like now Eddie Barker is going to be stealing and robbing, the empire and trying to take money, because now he is flat broke. He has no money. And now Lucius is missing. He can actually step in and take on Lucius's role continuously. And since he was trusted in the first beginning when Lucius lost his memory, and so they're going to trust him. And plus, Jamal and, Hakeem, they didn't want, Uncle Eddie or Mr. Barker to leave the situation. So now he's going to probably be able to siphon and steal money. So it seems like it is what it is. I'm surprised Thirsty didn't do any research on Claudia, the crazy nurse, because usually they do research on people, especially knowing that the DuBois family has been coming after them. So now they're going to still have the DuBois family coming out after them, the Lions, but they're also going to have an inside enemy that's going to be Eddie Barker, which they trust. And we don't know what, Claudia is going to do to Lucius. Is she going to make him go back to Dwight? Is she going to make him lose his memory more? Or is he going to go into a trance? What's going to happen with that situation? And we'll see. Anyways, peace. I'm out. One love to my peeps and my peoples.